Hey, what's up, y'all? This is my first real video, and I figured I'd try to make it a little bit informative. So, just give you a little background. I just got my CDLs back in October, so like 3 months ago, 2, 3 months ago, or something. And I've already landed myself a flatbed job, and it's not through a mega carrier. It's through little smaller guys, got like 10, 15 trucks. And I didn't have any experience. So maybe some of you guys are wondering, well, because I know the biggest thing here is when you guys get your CDLs, like all these companies want 2 years experience, right? But it's like, well, shit, how can I get 2 years experience if I can't even fucking get a job? Yeah, I mean, like I need to get a job first. And I know a lot of you guys don't want to go through the mega carriers because, well, for one, uh, they their pay is shit. A lot of them got in-cab cameras, and they're just really nitpicky, and the turnover rate is high for a reason. Um, so yeah, I kind of just want to come on here and let you guys know how to bypass that. And can I get a drum roll? Lie. Yes, I'm telling you to fucking lie, man. Um, and I don't mean this in a malicious way, and I'm not saying like this is just how you should always go about things in life, but there are situations where you kind of got to fake it till you make it, and if you believe in yourself and you know you can figure this shit out, and you just got that will inside you, then I mean might be some rules that you got to break, and there might be some things you got to do that don't necessarily fit right with you. Um, but just kind of give you a background. Well, right now I'm driving for this guy, but I've got it accepted into many carriers that required multiple years experience. I had orientation dates set up. You know, I was 100% approved. They called me, let me know my MBR looks good. My CDLs look good, all that stuff. When in reality, I have only had my CDLs for, a couple months. But, I made my resume look good and, fluffed it up a little bit. Uh, made it look like I had been driving for, 5, 6 years. Um, and like, you guys got to understand that a lot of these recruiters are making commission, right? So I mean, as long as you don't got any fucking DUIs or anything crazy on your record, you know, they want to get you in there. They're not like, I mean, it's like some of these guys get so many applications. Like, there's no way they have time to sit there and investigate every person or every application that comes to the door. They just don't got the time. They probably don't care that much as long as you kind of know what you're doing. You kind of talk about what you're doing. They're not going to look that far into it. Um, and even when it comes down to insurance, uh, you know, getting approved through their insurance is really the biggest hurdle. But again, the insurance is the same way. The insurance company wants to make money. I mean, yeah, they have some risk management involved as well, but uh, as long as the company comes to them and says, "Hey, I've got a driver. He's got 3 years experience, verified experience. Here's a CDL. He's got a clean record. We approve him. The insurance guy on the other side is also looking to make his commission, right? And so if everything looks good on his side, guess what? They're pushing it through. Point, period, blank. Um, so it I'm not just feeding you guys this because I feel like this is what happens. It is what happens, and I'm telling you right now, I've gotten accepted through some major carriers. Um, Places that were doing heavy haul. Uh, and like when these places are asking for 2-3 years verifiable experience, um, what does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is how do they verify it? Because uh, if they're looking on your MVR isn't telling you where your experience is at. The most the MVR tells on there is the issue date of your CDL. Now you would think that would be a problem, but I mean, I'm living proof that all I mean, I'm talking about at least 10 companies I've been approved through, orientation date set. I can go work for them right now, no problem. And and it's simply just because I fluffed up my resume. I just made it look good, and I had my story straight. Um, and currently I'm doing flatbed, which I actually do have experience with flatbed, not necessarily like commercial over the road, but I've worked for excavation companies, construction companies. I mean, I've done my fair share of loading trailers and all that stuff. So I kind of already had a good idea of it, and I just brushed up on the DOT laws and watched a few low securement fucking videos on YouTube. You know what I mean? So I'm YouTube certified, and me applied as there was a few flatbed companies I applied for, and this guy right here called me and checked my resume, checked my experience, looked at my MVR, made sure my CDLs were good, and came down there, talked to him for a few hours. He threw me straight in the truck, said, "Here's the trailer, here's a load. You can pick it up tomorrow." And that was it. Like, no road test, no. I mean, nothing. I mean, we just chopped it up for a little bit. I made it sound like I knew what I was talking about, and I mean that's just what time it was. So I really am a firm believer on sometimes you got to make it so fake it so you make it. And I know that might, like I said, like I aforementioned earlier, it may sound bad, but I feel like there are certain situations where it's not really that big of a deal, man. Um, it'd be different if you was like applying to be a goddamn heart surgeon or something like that. I probably wouldn't recommend you fluffing up your resume for that job. But I mean, driving a truck, man, fucking throwing some straps over a load and making sure it don't fall off. I mean, goddamn, this shit ain't rocket science. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, do we obviously have a lot of responsibility out here as far as safety and all that? Yeah, I'm not saying bypass that or nothing like that, but Um, Man, a lot of shit's just common sense. I mean, like as long as you know how to drive the truck, you know, the low securement stuff is just more cakewalk for you, man. Um, and two, I mean, I guess while I'm on here, I'm gonna go ahead and explain some pay uh, that you can get just starting out. And and like I said, just me, I'm just now started. I just got my CDLs. Well, I actually just got them back. I originally got them back in 2015, but I only had them for like a year, and I let them expire. And um, I ended up going to prison for a few years and shit. That's another thing too, man. You're like I done went to prison for 3 years over some aggravated robbery shit, and I'm putting that on my resume. I'm putting that on my application, and I'm still getting in these places. Like they don't care about that shit as long as it ain't like trafficking drugs over through the interstate or some shit like that. Like I'm talking about, I got an aggravated robbery charge on my record. I did 2017 to 2020. 2020, and I'm still getting hired in. Like there's no places that are denying me over my record. It's very, very rare. I think probably out of maybe the 50 job or I mean, I've probably applied to, probably like 50 jobs I've applied to since I've gotten out. Uh, maybe one or two have ever denied me because of my record. So I don't want to hear none of that shit you got talking about record this, felony this, man. Fuck all of that, man. Y'all just ain't trying. Y'all are fucking being negative Nancy's over shit. But anyways, what I was saying was, um, damn, what the fuck was I just saying? I'm tripping. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, just go back to back to what we was talking about. Oh yeah, pay. That's what I was talking about. Pay wise. Now, mind you, I've had my CDLs issued to me for 3 months, right? For 3 months, and I'm clearing over $100,000 a year right now. So, and I'm gonna put when my last checks. I'm gonna put with my last checks on here. I'm just gonna mark out my name and the company and shit I'm working for. Um, but I'm clearing over 100,000, like 120, 130. Now, granted, it is 1099, but I don't plan on paying taxes anyway, so fuck them. No, I'm just playing. Uh, but yeah, 1099 is cool for me. Until the end of the year, then it ain't cool no more. But until the end of the year, it's cool. But anyways, uh, yeah, like what was that last week before? I brought home 2,400 in my bank account, direct deposited into my bank account 2,400. Now, granted, I ran pretty hard, right? But damn, like I'm an entry level driver, bringing home over $2,000 a week. What? But if you want to go to one of these drive-in places, entry level drive-in places, Swift, Schneider, JB Hunt, whatever, like, bro, you might be making, if I had to guess, like 800. Like you might be bringing home like 800 maybe $1,400 a week at the I mean, 1,400 is probably pushing it, especially these mega carriers and entry level. I mean, that's probably pushing it. Um, I get paid percentage. I get paid 28% of the load, which is cool. And I'm not even get paid. I'm not even getting paid TARP pay, no chain pay. You know, Nothing, man. I ain't getting paid none of that shit. I'm just out here just running the miles up. That's all. I'm out here just fucking holding this steering wheel. Um, so yeah, man, I just want to come on here and like I said, I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna try to put that check or that settlement, whatever, in my video, maybe like a little pitch road or something like that, if I can figure out how to do it. That way you guys can just kind of see. Oh yeah, and I actually brought home 2,600, but I'm paying this fucking stupid ass escrow, which is another thing y'all gonna have to figure out. I don't know where this came from or why these companies are doing it, but a lot of these companies are doing this escrow shit to where it's like you got to kind of pay a deposit to start working, like, or not to start, but as you're working, you're paying like a security deposit in case something happens. So like right now, $200 is getting taken out of my check every week until it equals up to $2,000, and then it stops coming out. But they said if I ever leave, and as long as I leave the truck in good condition and all that shit, I'll get my escrow back. Which I ain't banking on that. You know what I mean? That's like hoping you get the security deposit back from the apartment you're renting. Like, them motherfuckers don't want to give it back. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, yeah, all these companies are doing this shit. I don't know where it came up at. It's like they ain't doing this shit at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I go work at McDonald's, they're not about to charge me a $2,000 security deposit in case I fuck the grill up. So yeah, I ain't really sure what that's about. It's kind of whack. It's kind of like a scam for real. Like, I don't know. I was not happy about that, and I didn't even know about it until my first check, and it said $200 escrow. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I had to ask him about it. And he's like, oh yeah, this case this happened, yada yada. And it's like, damn, bro. Like, I probably wouldn't have even came and worked here if I would have known y'all had this going on. But this is whatever. You know what I mean? I'm still making some iron money, trying to save up, trying to buy me a little truck and shit. Um, but yeah, I think that's kind of all I wanted to come on here and talk about real quick. I mean, try to get a little information and a little boost to the new guys coming out here driving. You ain't got to start at one of these big ass mega carriers, because man, they suck, man. I'm trying to tell you, man, these mega carriers are trash. And there's a reason why they got such a crazy turnover rate. It's not just a coincidence, you know what I mean? It's a reason why they got a crazy turnover rate. There's a reason why these motherfuckers are abandoning the trucks on the side of the road. Which, by the way, never abandon your fucking truck. No matter how stressed out you get, no matter what, never abandon your truck, because that shit will go on your record, and it will fuck your. I need to stop cussing on here because I know YouTube doesn't like this. It will mess up your record, and man, you just don't do it, man. No matter how upset you get or how stressed out you get or whatever happens, just let them know you're trying to turn the truck in, and you want to load back to the terminal or to the property. Um, and make sure you always take a video of the truck, all that stuff, yada yada yada. Um, all right, y'all. I think that's really all I got. All I kind of want to talk about. I'm gonna try to start making some more of these videos and try to, because I've been trying to want to journal a little bit, just kind of clear my thoughts up. So I thought maybe this might be kind of helpful to me. Not that I'm really journaling right now. I was kind of throwing out some information um, that I kind of wish I would have heard about when I first started, kind of first started coming out here. But um, let me know in the comments or anything y'all want to know. I'm gonna keep it all the way raw and uncut. I'm out here for the people, man. I ain't nothing else. I ain't out here for nothing else. I'm out here for the people. I want everybody to eat. You know what I'm saying? And we can all eat. So yeah, just holler at me. Let me know some questions or some shit in the comments. Feel free to tell me I'm an idiot. I probably am. Um, but yeah, all right, holler at me, y'all. Thanks for listening. Peace.